The battle swords have been drawn out and these warriors are bloodthirsty. Their only focus is on victory and being called the one true champion. And they are ready to kill to make it a reality or die trying. Welcome fellow brothers and sisters of the Creed to the Assassin's Creed tournament. 4 days, 4 matches, and now we arrive at the 5th one. But this is no ordinary match. No. This is one of the most hard-hitting and evenly matched bouts in the entire tournament. These last 2 matches are really main event worthy and it'll be a battle of the beasts today. And why do I say that? It's because it's Valhalla versus Origins, 2 of the best games in the entire world. Not just in this franchise. The caliber of these 2 warriors is unmatched. I've said this before, I'll say it again. If we let them lose, they would have obliterated every bit of competition. And that's the main reason why they're fighting in a preliminary match instead of being in a semi-final or a final. Here tonight in the arena of the Creed, there is a big match feel. On one corner we have the brutal Viking son of a bitch. And on the other side we have the father of the assassins, the Sandman. Brutality is really gonna be off the charts. And before we go any further, if you haven't watched all the matches in the tournament, you definitely should. You don't want to miss this. And pierce your hidden blade through that subscribe button and show your support to the Creed. Now without further ado, ladies and gentlemen,
Let's get ready to rumble!
Valhalla vs Origins, here we go. Round 1 for the visuals. The visuals of both these games is mind-blowing. It's out of this world. On one side you have Valhalla's stunning depiction of Norway and England. And on the other side you have Origins' recreation of 40 BC Egypt. 2 of the absolute best in the series, no doubt about it. But when the dust is settled and all is said and done, Origins definitely comes out on top. But despite Valhalla swinging so hard, how can Origins win, you might ask? That's because of the extreme realism of the visuals of Origins. If you've played this game once with all your attention, you'll genuinely feel like you visited Egypt at least once in your life. Even though Valhalla somewhat gives that feel, I agree, not to the degree of what Origins does, no chance. This round most certainly goes to Origins. Origins leading with 1 point, Valhalla at 0. And now for the second round, the story. Now this is where it's not an even playing field. Origins' story is easily by far one of the best in the entire franchise. Not just in Assassin's Creed, it's actually one of the best stories in the entire gaming industry. A story that's so complex, deep, heartfelt, and at the same time it's so humane. Any person that's fallen and risen ever in their lives can connect to this story. Relevancy is off the charts. And even though Valhalla's story as a mythological tale is really good, it doesn't come close to what Origins does for you. It'll really play with the chords of your heart. It'll really make you emotional and cry. The effect that this plot has on you is unbelievable. Origins connects with a solid uppercut and the Viking is down on its knees. What a deadly strike. No wonder Origins is one of the most dangerous players in the entire tournament and also one of the front runners to take the victory. And now for the third round, the character designs. These are the kind of spots I absolutely hate being in because both these games contain some astonishing character designs. They are literally out of this world. These titles have left no stone unturned in making sure their character designs are absolutely the best in the world. Core characters like Bayek, Aya, Ivor and Javi are amazing in their own right, no doubt about it, but even the side characters' designs, my goodness, is it amazing or what? Cleopatra, Basim, Sigurd, Khemu, everyone looks amazing. The designs have been made to perfection, but not only suit their character traits, but the designs form an entire personality of their own. How amazing is that? A mind-blowing round. These are the kind of rounds I really like and hate. They're so amazing and difficult to judge at the same time. They're so much fun, but in this round, Assassin's Creed Valhalla wins. And not by a lot. The warrior does just enough to get through the round and claim this battle. And exactly why, you might ask? Not only are there more complex character designs in Valhalla like Fenrir, they've made sure that even the human characters are absolutely on point. Now does that discredit Origins? It does not. In no way does it do that. But we have to give credit where it's due. Ivor's character design is insanely good. The attention to detail is impeccable. And the same goes for all the character designs in Valhalla. Clearly the winner here. Even if it is by a small margin, the winner is the winner. Valhalla at 1 point, Origins at 2. And in the 4th round, these titles go head to head to prove who has the better combat. And unlike the story round, Valhalla takes the upper hand here easily. The combat is much better, much more refined in Valhalla without any doubt. You give a company like Ubisoft 4 years to improve and you can bet your ass that they'll do something insane, and they've done just that. Even though Odyssey's combat is where it was perfect. Valhalla's isn't that much inferior. And the problems that Origins faced was it was the first time Ubisoft was trying out the RPG route. It was the first run, it wasn't perfect. It was definitely better than the previous generation of Assassin's Creed games, no doubt about it. But when you compare it to Valhalla's combat, Origins simply isn't on the level. What a relief for Valhalla. Now they're both tied at 2 points each. And now for the 5th round, the parkour. Another lopsided round. For some reason, Origins seems to have lost its edge. Because if you've played both these games, you'll know that Origins' parkour is absolutely detestable. But whereas Valhalla's parkour, it's actually pretty good. It's a major and massive improvement upon what we saw in Origins and Odyssey. See, making free-running set pieces in natural habitats is really difficult. But at least Valhalla has introduced better than average parkour in cities of England and Norway. And in my opinion, that's actually enough. That's all they can do really. And with terrible parkour, the likes of which we see in Origins, how can it even compete with Valhalla? Well, Origins is now bleeding. The Vikings really beginning to batter the Egyptian. Another couple of rounds like this and Origins is probably out of the game. Let's see what happens in the next round, because the next round is for the music. Well, finally the Son of the Sands dodges with amazing footwork and deals a devastating blow to the Viking pillager. Because Sarah Shackner has done a job so incredible, it is almost unmatched. Almost. The kind of tunes we get to hear in Origins, it's not something that comes along every day. It's once in a lifetime. Its theme song, its background music, almost all the melodies you hear in this game will touch your heart and be with you for a lifetime. By calling it excellent, I would be underselling it. Now imagine that. Valhalla has some good tracks of its own, but it's no juggernaut like Origins. Well, I guess this round was really needed for Origins. It got things back to a level playing field. Finally, some breathing space for Origins. I really thought it was done for. And now comes the big one, the 7th round for the better protagonist. It's essentially Eivor versus Bayek of Siva. Two protagonists and heroes that are loved by people all across the globe. Eivor known for his caring yet violent side, and Bayek with his childlike innocence and the ferocity of Ares himself. Now this round is gonna be tough. None of these two heroes are really budging an inch. They're both firmly standing their ground and dishing out punches and kicks that would kill a normal man. But what do we see? Origins knocks down Valhalla. Unexpected? Well, absolutely not. Because it's right in front of our eyes. Bayek of Siva is clearly the superior protagonist. No doubts about it. Despite Eivor being excellently written in his own right, his writing does not come close to that of Bayek's. People have fell in love with this man. He's fierce yet so kind. He's angry and yet so calm. He's loving and yet so scary. Bayek as a protagonist probably the second best in the entire series after Ezio Auditore. And being second to Ezio is no joke, it's an honor. And also understand that there are so many protagonists and he's the second best amongst them. Eivor was brutally outclassed here, and so was Valhalla. The 7th round, one of the most important ones, goes to Origins. And now Origins is at 4 points and Valhalla is at 3. Now the next round for the antagonist, we are getting deeper and deeper into the match. These warriors are losing their strength but not their willpower. They won't stop until one of them is dead. And here in the 8th round, we see the antagonists go against each other. It's Flavius versus Basim. Terrific news for Valhalla because Basim terribly outclasses Flavius. His character is so much better, so much more multi-dimensional. Whereas Flavius, his is just a bland, simple, plain, textbook antagonist sort of a character. You'll hate him, you won't think about why you hate him, and he doesn't offer any kind of a value to elevate the protagonist or the overall game. He does none of the necessary things and he checks none of the important boxes. A terribly weak and pathetic antagonist. Although he set off the chain of events that led to the formation of the Assassins, he was anonymous for the longest time, and even when he showed his face, he did not show any personality that would earn him any points. But on the other hand, Basim really makes you feel like he's actually right many times in the game. And these type of thought-provoking and moral dilemma-causing antagonists are the best. The 8th round goes to Valhalla. Well, there are 4 points each right now. Tied. Will they have to enter tiebreaker? Let's see, because now we move towards the 9th round for the better side characters. Another extremely tough round. Both these warriors are tied now this deep into the match, which means they both have an equal hunger for the victory. But the side character round will be taken by Origins. This might shock many people because Valhalla has some amazing side characters like Freya, Hytham and Valka. Characters that you can never forget. But do they come close to the kind of characters in Origins? Like Apollodorus, Cleopatra and the queen, probably the best side character in the entire franchise, Aya, aka Amunet. The side characters in Valhalla come close, they really do, but Amunet really ensures that they steamroll through all the side characters in Valhalla. A victory handed to Origins because of this deadly beauty. Well, 9 rounds are up, it's for the deepest part of the match, the 10th round for the ending. And when we talk about endings, I don't think there's doubt in anybody's mind that Origins has the most full circle, heart-touching and satisfying end to an Assassin's Creed game in probably the entire franchise. It's definitely debatable, whereas Valhalla's ending, it was good, and they really made the present time story feel interesting. But when you take endings, Bayek and Aya forming the Assassin Brotherhood and walking away from each other, that can never be forgotten or overlooked and maybe not even topped. This is exactly how the final act of a game should be. Nothing left to be desired, better than you'd ever hoped it would be. And because of the verdict in that round, Assassin's Creed Origins wins this match. What a brutal fight this was. It could really have gone either ways. The beauty of this tournament is when titles go against each other like this, you can see exactly which title is better. It offers far more perspective than just comparing them randomly. We need criteria to ensure proper judging, and today it was Origins. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit the like button and show support to your fellow assassin. And tomorrow it's gonna be the main event, guys. The two champions go against each other. It's a dream match, Assassin's Creed 2 versus Brotherhood. So stay tuned for that and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos. And with that, I'm done. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned. It's your boy VZX signing out.